about passing chord, why a lot of keyboard players struggle with passing chord. In fact, a lot of keyboard player thinks passing chord is a rocket science, but I need to tell you, passing chord is one of the easiest things that you can ever learn. Okay, the reason you struggle with passing chord is this: you do not know the basic things. You know the basic things that matters. You don't know them. So today I'm going to be showing you what you need to know about passing chord. Another thing I need you to know about passing chord is this: it's unlimited. You will never exhaust it. It's not possible. You have to keep on being creative about it. Creativity is the key here. All right. So let's get started. 6 things you need to know about passing chord. Number one, passing chord is simply about chord voicing. As simple as it is, it's about chord voicing. What is chord voicing? Is how you combine your left hand with your right hand. For example, if the progression of a song says 1 to the 4 to the 5, voicing is how you make that 1 to sound, how you make the 4 to sound, how you make the 5 to sound. You might decide to play a sus2 on your 1. You might decide to play a basic triad on your 1. So this is what is called chord voicing. Number two, you need to know chord names. If you don't want to struggle understanding passing chord, you need to know chord names. And that is very, very easy. I have that in one of my tutorials I've done before, where you see the major triad, the minor triad. I even label them with the numbers, okay? You have to know chord names. See, for you to create passing chord, just pick one chord. For example, pick a sus2. Let's say you want to create a passing chord to the 6. So in the key of C major, your 6 is A minor, right? Play a sus2 under A minor. It will give you what is called the 7-3-6 progression. It's about the chord. Pick a major triad and use it to create a passing chord to your destination. Okay, so it's as simple as that. Number three, you need to label your chord. This is very, very important. For example, what do I mean? If you have a major triad, for example, C, E, and the G, translate it to number. That's how you label your chord. That is the first. That's why number system is everything about chord voicing. If you can understand chord voicing very well, you will find it very, very easy to create passing chord. Passing chord is about chord voicing. So right now, this is C, E, and the G. So the C is the 1, the E is the 3, and the G is the 5. Very, very important. These are the basic foundation you need to know in order not to struggle with passing chord. Assign a function. I cannot overemphasize this. This is very, very important. You need to assign a function. How do you assign a function? For example, the C, which is the 1, is a major. The 3 is a minor. The 5 is a major. So meaning that if you want to use this, for example, as a passing chord, so you know definitely the 1 is your destination. So the 3 and the 5 is your passing chord to the 1. So that means you're going to play a minor and a major. So on the 3, you create a minor, on the 5, you create a major, and it leads you to your destination. You can do this for any chord. Sometimes it can be minor, major, whatever. If you really want to learn this, go back to my other videos and see how I've done this. But this is just an example of assigning a function to a chord. The next one is use simple rudiments. Rudiments, very basic rudiments, very, very important. You don't need complex rudiments, just the very basic rudiments. Let me give you an example. Sharp and flat. When it comes to passing chord, you have to know which number can be sharpened, okay, and which number can be flattened. So, for example, when it comes to sharp, you can only sharpen 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. So, whenever you have a chord, let's say you have a sus2 right now, and you want to sharpen any note, you know you can sharpen the 1, you can sharpen the 2, you can sharpen the 5. When you have a major triad, you can sharpen the 1, you can sharpen the 5, but you cannot sharpen the 3. So when it comes to sharp, in any key, you can only sharpen the 1, 2, 5, and the 6. If you do not understand this, go back to my other videos on sharp and flat. That is under the chord theory playlist. All right, let's go to the flat. You can flatten the 2, 3, 5, 6, and the 7. So for example, if you have a sus2, you can flatten the 5. You can flatten the 2, but you cannot flatten the 1. When you have a major triad, you can flatten the 3, you can flatten the 5. And this is very, very important when it comes to passing chord. That's why you see in some passing chord where you have a major triad. So for example, you start with a major triad 1, 3, 5, and the next thing you flatten the 5 to move to the next note and to get to your destination. This is where it comes from. All right, so you have to experiment with this. There are many notes you can sharpen and flatten. All right, so these are the notes you can flatten. All right, the next thing you need to know when it comes to basic rudiments is what we call half step. So when you have a note, half step means the note next to it. If you do not understand this basic theory, go to my chord theories. I explain most of this concept there. So half step means the note next to it. For example, if you take F major, half step above is F sharp, half step below is E minor. So you have the E and the F sharp as half step. So you can have half step below or half step above. This is very important when it comes to passing chord. For example, if you want to create a passing chord to the 4, you can create a passing chord using half step above or half step below. All right. Then the next one is O step. O step means, okay, for example, if you take F, O step is G. All right. O step from F is G. All right. So you can have O step above and you can have O step beneath. So O step beneath F is E flat. You have to understand. So O step above is G. O step below is E flat. I hope I'm clear enough about that. These are the little things that make people struggle with passing chord. The next one is chord names. I think I mentioned that in the beginning. There is no way you want to create a passing chord without knowing chords. For example, you need to know, okay, this is a major triad. This is a minor triad that you want to use. This is augmented fifth. This is a diminished chord you want to use. And the next one is scales. There are tutorials on scales that you can watch, all right? You need to know your major scales, your mixolydian, so many, all right? It helps in creating passing chord. Then the next is characteristics of scales. So for example, characteristics of a major scale. If you know the characteristics of any scale, it will help you when it comes to creating chord voicing or passing chord. So one of the characteristics is the 145. 145, they are major. 236, minor. The 7 is diminished. So when you have let's say sus2, you know automatically the 2 is a minor, the 5 is a major. If you have a 7th chord, you know automatically that is diminished. All right. If you have a 5th chord, you know that is a dominant. Even there is a major, but you know it's dominant. So you have to know those things. Tonic, supertonic, submediant, subdominant, dominant. All right. Those basic things will help you create passing chord. And under this, I've mentioned this in the beginning when I was explaining about the things you need to know, which is number system. Number system is simply assigning number to a chord. So if you have a sus4 chord, sus4 means 1, 4, and the 5. While sus2 is 1, 2, and the 5. As simple as ABC. While triad is 1, 3, 5, and the minor triad is 1 flat 3, 5. Okay. Now, when it comes to number system, a lot of people make mistake when it comes to chord voice. Remember, I said in number 1, passing chord is all about chord voicing. So why majority of the keyboardists struggle is because they are using tonic software to create chord voicing. This is one of the biggest way to limit yourself. It's going to limit you. There's nothing you can do. It's going to limit you. Use tonic software to sing. Don't use it to create chord voice. Don't use it. Use number system. All right. Use number system. If you have difficulty with number system, go back to my playlist under chord theory. I explained all these things. Remember, I always say it. I said watch my video from it so that as you are growing, you can understand more stuff. What you see advanced player doing is not really a big deal. It comes from this very basic foundation. All right. And the last thing I want to talk to you today about passing chord is you need to experiment. Sometimes theoretically some concepts can be correct, but it's not going to fit into the melody. So you're using a 2-5-1 progression and you feel like, oh, this is correct. Yes, it's correct. But the issue here is there are some songs you need to adjust, especially your right hand, to fit into the melody so that it won't be off. For example, if you are doing a passing chord to a major, most time you need to make some little adjustment to fit in. Because let me give an example now. When you're doing passing chord to a major, so maybe your 2 is okay, then to the 5, the notes you're playing is outside the scale of the key you're playing. So it might be a little bit off. So sometimes you now have to use your sharp and flat. So in some cases, you need to flatten it. In some cases, you just need to make those little adjustments. So you see the importance of sharp and flat again. In fact, when it comes to passing chord, sharp and flat are always constant. So always remember, when it comes to chord voicing, adjust, be flexible. Yes, the chord is correct theoretically, but try few adjustments to make it fit with the melody. It's not going to go with all the melodies, but that doesn't mean it's not correct. It's correct, but you need to make it fit into the melody. Please, if you love my video, comment below, share and subscribe. Thank you.